Welcome to my review of the TRN TA1. These are a hybrid design and they look kind of funky from that kind of shell. They actually do use, as you can see, a Knowles armature. So I'm actually quite looking forward to actually trying these. And as usual, the full disclaimer is that these are sent out to me by Hyfogo. So thank you very much to them sending them to me. I was not paid to do this video, and all the thoughts and opinions are my own. And yeah, let's get into it because I'm quite intrigued at what TRN can do with a Knowles balanced armature. So like I said, they are a hybrid design, so one Knowles BA, one DD. So these should actually be quite interesting. Magnesium alloy housing, again quite premium for what they've done. And just some information there on the website. So I'm actually quite looking forward to these because they've had some good feedback. And they actually do look pretty good. And they've got a nice cable on there. They look like them MM6. So let's get this out. It's quite stiff. So it looks like they've levelled up the cabling a bit. Look at that in a second. Some tips. Some more tips. Some more tips. They feel like foams, which I'll get them out later on. Have a manual in Chinese and some in English. It's very straightforward. Some burning information if that matters to you. How to actually unplug MM6. So it is. I'm surprised they went for MM6 kind of cable, because everything they do is normally 2-pin and a warranty card. So in the next clip I'll go into more information, but let's get these out. So they've got, as you can see on here, they've got the colour, which is useful, so you can always, as a quick glance, you know that's right. Really nice kind of build. I feel like it feels like a tank. You can see, obviously red for red, blue is for left. Lip on there, kind of unusual kind of design. Obviously it states there's a little vent hole there. Yeah. So yeah, in the next clip I'm going to go through everything else, but the included cable does look good as well. And yeah, I'll have a look what tips are in the next clip. As you can see, it comes with 3 lots of tips, and the pair that are already fitted, which are mediums, are exactly the same as these pair. So it's good to see they've included 3 different types. So you got that one, if you'll focus, small, medium, large there, small, medium, large here. Focus this. And a pair of foams. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to show you in the next clip what the cable's like. It looks like they've actually, with this model, they kind of stepped up the game with the included accessories, like the tips, which is quite good, and the actual type of cable. I'm surprised I went to MM6 because normally with 2-pin it's normally quite a more reliable, but yeah. Into the next clip. So the branding there, right angle connector, which is my favourite. It seems to be more reliable, or if it's in your pocket plugged into something, it's better if it comes out the side than sticking out. But yeah, I prefer right angle, it seems more reliable. So it's a silver cable. Seems very like no real kinks or anything like that. Seems of a higher quality. So Y splitter there. On to the end. Obviously the blue one is the left. So let's just see if it states it. I don't think it does. But yeah, blue for left. Ear, like the ear hook part works. It's very soft. Same for the right one. But yeah, for an included cable, it seems good. I'm surprised why they went with MMCX. It's kind of weird because they could have just gone 2-pin. But yeah, I think it's, yeah, seems a good enough cable. Strain relief there as well. And yeah, so on to the review. Now on to the actual review section of the TRN TA1. As you can see, alpha left. When I first saw these, it reminded me of the tin T2s. Obviously, few people know them. Kind of the same kind of bullet shape, if that's probably the correct way. Obviously, MMCX, which is not my preferred connector, but it does come out with a nice quality cable. Obviously, just show a few fingerprints. But for the actual comfort of these, I'll start off with, it was actually quite good. But you have to make sure from its kind of the cylindrical shape, you really need to find the right tips. Obviously, it does come with a few, so make sure you really do find the right tip for it to sound the best, and obviously the best for your fit. So obviously bear that in mind. But yeah, apart from that, the actual comfort I thought was actually quite good. Sound stage, I didn't think it was really very big. It had some good depth to it, so bear in mind. But apart from that, it was kind of average. The unique thing with this is the hybrid, and just to get a Knowles driver at this price, and this kind of, and the build quality is amazing for the actual price point. It's quite something to get that build and Knowles driver for that price. I think they've done a great job with that, considering. And this is quite different from what TRN have done, from like the BA15 and the VX, all those crazy like high driver counts. And to do just a 2 driver is yeah, it's quite different. Sound, so sound of these is they do have a elevated low end, mainly mid bass with a little bit of sub bass roll off, which is these makes these sound fun. Is probably the best way to describe it. A little bit of mid bass bleed into the mids, a little bit. It depends on your kind of preference, but I think it helps things from sounding thin. But yeah, plenty of low end, not massive amounts, but obviously at a level where it's kind of fun sounding in air quotes. But yeah, I thought the low end was fun. The decay could be a little bit better, but these are not crazy expensive earphones, so I don't think it's really a big deal. Mids, these are kind of more mid focused, well, upper mid kind of focused. I didn't find them that shouty, but I found vocals on these, male and female, was actually very clear, which I guess the Knowles driver is actually doing. And obviously using the Knowles part, it's a better refinement, shall we say, over like the Belsing drivers. But yeah, I'm quite glad they went with a Knowles one, which is quite good. Like I said, that's really good for the price, like the build is. Yeah, so upper mids is elevated, so male, more female vocals is more forward. If you like vocals, these are like ones for you. Again, then into the lower treble, it's got that peak. So anything in that frequency range is very clear. I didn't find them like overly aggressive, because normally I'm quite sensitive to some certain parts, but they are quite forward. But yeah, the only thing is that there is a bit of upper treble roll off. It does roll off easy. Now that could be a positive or negative. A positive for me is I found it less fatiguing, but maybe a negative is it doesn't have that kind of detail, the air that people like. But again, this is not a crazy expensive earphone, so I was quite happy with the actual sound signature of these. Imaging on these as well was actually quite good. Overall, I was quite happy with what I got. These sounded much better than I expected. So like TRN to me, I've done some up and down products, like the BA5 was quite a good one. The V90 at the time was a good one. It was a V shape, but I thought it was okay. The VX was a bit too bright. But yeah, it just swings and roundabouts. But yeah, I think TRN on the whole have done a good enough job. I do like the different kind of shell. Obviously there's on the lip to help keep the tips on, which is quite good. They say there's a little bit of weight to them. They feel like they're built like a tank, which is quite good. I'll put that back on later. But yeah, on the whole, the actual same signature, I think they've done quite a good job. It's got some good details to it. In complex music, it can throw it off a little bit. I know from the armature can sometimes keep up, but again, it still probably performs than a dynamic driver trying to do the same kind of thing. But yeah, on the whole, I was quite happy with the sound. They did sound better than I expected. Good that they come with a nice cable. It's a better presentation instead of like really cutting corners. A lot of tips, good build, good cable, good sound. You can also wear these cable down as well, like the tin T2s you could as well. So you can use them obviously over your ear, or you can use the cable obviously down. But the brand there, say it's the T, looks like they've already thought of that, so cable down as well, which is quite good, which covers both people, because some people don't like the over ear cables, but I digress. But yeah, on the whole, can't really say much more. They do a good job, kind of elevated. They are kind of V shape, maybe a bit of a W shape to them, but they are quite good. They do sound a little bit more refined than I was expecting, probably because of the Knowles driver. But yeah, on the whole, they're not too bad at all. TRN have done a good job at the price. And now on to the conclusion. So my conclusion of the TRN TA1 is, for the price, they are much better than I expected. As you can see, they have a really nice, awesome kind of build. They come with a lot of tips. You just have to be wary of how they fit. So make sure you go through all the tips included and fit, and obviously pick the right ones for you. Good actual overall sound. They kind of feel like it's a single driver and not a hybrid, which is a compliment. So they've done a decent enough job with the actual crossover implementation. I'm not sure how they've done that. Maybe it's in series or parallel. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, the only real negative really is a bit of a upper treble roll off. So if you're treble head, these are probably not for you. But on the whole, they are a easy enough listen, a fun listen, shall we say. Not really aggressive sounding. There's a little bit there, but nothing really to shout about. But yeah, on the whole, the TRN have actually done a good job with these. And yeah, thanks for watching and take care.